guys, welcome back to the channel. We're about to get into the Fab Lounge. We'll let you guys know what that is. But before we do, you guys have been just amazing. The channel growth that we've seen has been awesome. And we want to let you know that we will be doing a 500 subscriber live Q&A, live just chatting with anyone who wants to stop and hang out with us. You can ask us any questions about Fab, any questions you have about your decks, any questions about the channel. We're going to be doing that. We look forward to getting into that. But now, let's hit the Fab Lounge.
Yeah, so Fab Lounge, this is a series that we started a while back. This is episode 2. It's going to be a little bit longer form. Just kind of talking about some topics about the community, just some Fab in general, some things we've seen with Monarch, and just kind of relaxing a little bit.
Yeah, this is definitely be kind of a longer form video. It's going to be definitely more relaxed, more chill. We have even less notes on this than we normally do, so I think the best place to start here is definitely the Monarch pre-release weekend and how much of just an absolute blast that was and how much LSS just rocked that weekend.
Yeah, man, we were so excited for that. There was so much hype built up forever. And just to kind of get out there and experience that, open up the new cards, kind of compete with people and see everyone who's maybe playing for their first time.
Dude, there's really so many people out there that were playing in their first ever event. And there was, people we knew that were playing in their fourth game ever. And it was so cool to see everyone in the community not only having this event, but helping these players along, right? Kind of helping them, giving them advice. Even a couple turns we saw hands up, oh, you can do this here, you can do this here, and teaching. Dude, it was so cool to see. I know I'm going on and on, but it's so cool to see everyone come together and just do that. It blew my mind.
Right, and I know it was kind of like a coming out party for a lot of the game, the game stores themselves. Maybe it was their first thing they were doing, and that's what we've seen over this last month. Stores have been opening up. This is their chance to get into the game. Monarch, they're having players that have been interested but maybe haven't been able to get product. Dude, so that's been really exciting. We've been able to talk with some of them, been able to go to some different stores and play some games.
Oh yeah, we do want. I think we do want to shout out all the stores that we were able to we've been at more frequently and more recently. And it starts with, I think our first experience was it Baseline?
Yeah, so Baseline, the sub club. We've been going there from the start. I think the first place to start hosting stuff in Illinois.
Yeah, it was. And that's in Schaumburg, and that's, man, the community there has just exploded too. It's been awesome. A bunch of new players turned veterans, right? Veterans turned I guess journeymen that just go to all these different events. That place is awesome. Yeah. The second place was Gift of Games?
Yeah, so we've been going there a ton as well. So that's in Grays Lake, Illinois. Shout out to them. Great environment there. Just really friendly all the time.
All the time. Always friendly. It's a good place to get games in and play. And we're competitive people just at our cores. But it's a great game to get, or a great place to get both competitive games and a great community of all levels of players. So it really provides everything you need.
Yeah, and then we just played a welcome event at Nerd Rage.
Yep, shout out Nerd Rage Gaming.
Buffalo Grove. So that was another one, people kind of just playing, a lot of beginners, but people that were so excited.
We left that event just in a great mood and just stoked because of the environment and the atmosphere. And that was the unique format event where it was everyone. Your entry fee was the cost of a Blitz deck. So the sealed LSS Blitz deck was your entry fee, and then you got the Blitz deck and you just sleeved up and everyone just played. It put everyone on a really even field.
I did like that. There was the even playing field, because I've noticed that a lot of times, if your deck is the Corvette deck, you have the Corvette build, you're running 3 or 4 legendaries in there. You kind of don't feel good if you play against a budget version. There's just something that you're like, ooh, I wish I could have, powered this down a little bit for this matchup.
Exactly. You're I want to pull a different deck out of the bag and make this more. And don't get me wrong, we've both experienced where the Corvette has gotten beat by the budget version. It's gone off perfect, and you just lose.
Right.
But it's just the Corvette version offers the consistency, right? That's what the money buys. It buys the consistency of that power level.
So we kind of got off track a little bit, but the welcome event,
yes,
I think that's a really fun format, a way for people to kind of get into it, get on the even playing field. It was kind of interesting, you pick one out of a bag randomly.
It was random too, so you didn't get to kind of predetermine power levels or something like that. You had to pick out of a bag and you just played with what you got.
So I ended up getting Levia.
And I got Prism.
Yep. So we looked at each other and like, welp.
We know how this is going down.
I might take this one. So that was fun. We played that a lot. Josh did end up beating me and took it.
What a twist!
Yeah. So with Prism, he took it all down. And this was really nice of him. So I'm going to shout him out here. He did the Iris of Reality that he won. He did raffle it off to everyone.
Well, and just to talk about that, there's that feeling, because I got into the game after you, and I know, I think I understand that feeling more than a lot of people of, you see all these people and you see that they have these cold foils. I mean, I had nothing but unlimited products, so I'd never had a cold foil of my own. And then when I won an event and I got one, it was like, man, like I think it was not a very good one. The first one I opened, the first cold foil I ever had was the one I opened, and it was Talishar. And it wasn't even a good card, but I was just like, I don't want anything to happen to this card. I just wanted it's my cold foil. So I wanted to give that opportunity to have that feeling to somebody else. So yeah, the first one it wasn't one that I won. The first one I opened,
Talishar.
And it was Talishar. And I was just stoked, and you were like, oh, you got a bad one. I was like, dude, cold foil. So yeah, we got to kind of spread some of that love around, and man, I just we keep leaving these events just riding high and all this energy.
Dude, there is a lot of energy in the room when you're going to play, because a lot of times these people have been maybe cooped up for so long, or they haven't gotten the opportunity to actually play. And right. with restrictions kind of loosening up a little bit, there's more of a chance now too. And this was their first experience, or even the first experience to host a event for a store itself.
The stores, yeah.
So I know it was their first event they were doing in over a year.
Yeah, that was Nerd Rage's first event in over a year. They did a great job. And like you were saying, there's something to be said for the in-person play versus, I know a lot of people got this webcam skirmish experience, and we did the one together that we did kind of in the basement here, and we set up 2 different rooms and webcams so we could chat in between, and it's a grind, but there's something to be said for in-person play. It feels different.
It does. When you can sit across from someone and kind of look at them in the eye as you're playing, and it's just fun.
When you get that read on someone and they're in front of you, it just feels good. But
that's when you have 2 pitch remaining and 1 card in your arsenal, and you're like,
you just know Dennis is about to pummel you. You just know it's coming. You feel the pummel energy just emitting from the deck. It's a local player in our play group, and I've gotten a good read on a couple of his pummels. One I get stopped. The other one was the worst feeling, because I got a read on his pummel and there's nothing. I didn't have enough defense. Yeah. I was just going to take it. You don't have
a defense reaction. There's just nothing you can do about it sometimes. Because if you don't block it, they're just going to hold it. So you're like, well, just let it come.
Just let it happen. So that's good. And we also got a chance, speaking of we talked about the sealed deck, or the sealed blitz deck format. We got a chance, we've been playing a lot of draft, which has been really cool. And we've even been playing a little bit of sealed. And I think, just like the sealed blitz deck format, it gives you an opportunity to be on a really similar playing field to your opponents, right? That's so cool.
Draft is, everyone's on the same level. You got to try to outsmart the people next to you,
right?
Figure out what they're doing, and be good at building your deck, and then somehow piloting that.
Yeah, and then somehow piloting this pile that you've just seen for the first time. And it doesn't always go as everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? Yes. You got this plan until your opponent attacks you for 8, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I was at our last draft. I was drafting Bolton. Yep. I started drafting a couple warrior cards, and then I realized that the person to the right of me and the person next to him were both drafting warrior. And so I had to pivot hard.
Luckily, gotta pivot, bro.
Luckily, I had some Prism cards that passed to me that were pretty good.
Okay.
So I just pivoted. My deck was only 30 cards. I did not have a single extra one at the end because of that.
But you didn't have to include a cracked bobble, which, if you're drafting and you don't have to include any cracked bobbles, good on you. Powerful deck.
Oh, man.
So that and sealed, again, it's just another format where it feels like everyone just gets 6 packs, right? And they're on the same, and the skill is in building the deck and deciding which hero to play. And we've had a lot of opportunity to experience these new heroes and play these heroes in different events, right? I mean, do you have any favorites so far? Okay, yes. That's an unfair question. Go ahead. Just rant about it. I know.
I like the light heroes better. I really do. Like, Chain is really cool, but I just haven't... I think I would like him more in constructed when you can pull off eclipse more easily.
You tried to slot eclipse into blitz.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
You just
get
wanted
it to work.
play it.
So Bolton, I love the no pitch thing.
It does feel good.
And honestly, Tome of Divinity is one of my favorite cards. There's situations where it's great and situations where it's kind of dead. But because of that, I love both the Light Heroes, Prism and Bolton. Just being able to draw 3 cards is just phenomenal.
Oh, card draw at instant speed is always amazing. So you've been a fan of Bolton pretty much since you built your first Monarch themed. It was Blitz deck, right? The first one you built was Bolton.
Yeah, he's super aggro-y. I love it.
He was. He's very aggro. He does a lot of damage. I'm very much with you on Bolton and Prism. I think I'm a little bit of a less of a fan of Prism than you are. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. It plays so well, and it's so fun to do on tome turns with Luminaris and Go Again. It's amazing. I love Bolton. I'm looking at doing the Sabres build for myself just because if you're going to cheese combo, go all in and cheese combo.
Yeah.
But I have a different appreciation, I think, of Chain. I think Chain is probably, it's the first Blitz deck I built, and God, I love that character. I love the way it plays, and every game that you win, it feels like you win by the skin of your teeth. It's super rewarding to pilot. It's super rewarding to build. I mean, I'm a big Chain fan.
Yeah, it kind of feels similar to Kano in that you're like playing off the top of your deck.
Yeah. You know, very much so.
So that's the feeling I get from him. You need blues in your hand and reds on the top of your deck.
Now, if we have I know we have a couple big Levia fans in our midst, and we haven't gotten a chance to really. I mean, we've played a good amount of games, and we've built our decks and stuff and tested that stuff, but we haven't really, on a personal level, had a chance to try to build our Corvette Levia build. And I guess, I'm going to shout him out again. I'm going to shout out Dennis again. Dennis again, because he's kind of our resident and local Levia player, so we go to him for a lot of Levia advice, and he's been able to pull it off. And we played Prism into Levia in a Blitz event, and that felt horrible.
We were running, I think our lists were like 2 cards different.
Yeah.
You
had Command and Conquer.
The Command and Conquer helped because I could pummel Command and Conquer against him. Makes a big difference.
If you guys have followed the channel, we like pummel and Prism.
Yes. So it's kind of dude, that matchup is hard. You can kind of grind it out, but then Plasma Fed is just something else.
He dropped Plasma Fed on both of our heads. So if you guys are if you're liking Levia in the meta, I think Plasma Fed's a must play in a very high end competitive. You can get by without it if you're not high end competitive. You're playing some kitchen table, even if maybe you're playing some armory events. But when you get to the skirmish level, I would definitely recommend Plasma Fed in that deck. And it's a house, right?
Yeah, dude. It's kind of like an extra carrion husk you get.
It is. It's like a bonus
6
husk.
defenses.
And there's sometimes he got it out, and there was sometimes in Prism I just couldn't destroy it because I had to spend so much resource blocking to keep myself alive that I didn't have a Herald that I could cast at this thing. So I couldn't do 6 damage to Plasma Fed.
That's a time where Tunic might be better because then you can use 1 for a Wartune Herald.
You could get a Wartune Herald off or something.
Yeah. Dude, but we were committed all out to getting Herald of Erudition into tome plays, drawing 5-card turns, and just winning in 1 turn.
And just going, And
that's just what we were doing.
And we committed beforehand. We also made a commitment. Well, what do we do if in the Levia matchup? Well, we lose.
It's the way it is.
We don't have time to tech this against Levia. You lose. That's what you do.
It's like there's no way we both play Levia.
We said there's no way we both play Levia. One of us will get through. Not only do we both play Levia, we both ran up against the same Levia. It hurt. But so we've got a chance to play a lot of the heroes. We've talked about our favorites. What about formats? What's your favorite format been so far that we've played?
Yeah, I think it's been draft. There's just something going into Blitz at this point. I can feel pretty confident about my deck going into it. Draft, there's still some nerves. You still get the nerves before an event.
I like draft, but the only thing I don't like, so you know me, and the guys who've played with me know me, and as you guys come to the channel, you get to know me. I like to switch it up a lot. I've never been the guy that finds his most powerful build, and I'm not saying you are, because you're totally not either, but I've never been the guy that finds your most powerful build and I just spam that at different events and try to take home dubs. That's just not me. I try to switch my deck probably almost every event. And I feel like sealed gives me an opportunity. When I draft, I feel like I pick who I draft early, and then I can't deviate from that. Because you just don't get enough cards. Not enough cards in the pool. Yep. So sealed gives me, players like me, and possibly like you guys, an opportunity to really explore, like, maybe Bolton's my best build, but I kind of feel like playing Leviathan today, and I can still pull it off. Mm-hmm. So I've been a big fan of sealed for that reason.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, what's cool is that the way that the skirmishes are right now, there's blitz ones out there, there's sealed ones out there, and if you top a sealed, it's draft.
I'm about to say, if you top a sealed draft, you go into a draft.
So there's 3 different formats going on in June, which that's going to be incredible. I know we're signed up for some stuff.
Yeah, we're excited. We're going to play a couple skirmishes. We were invited to judge one. You will be judging.
I will be judging one.
I will be attending my nephew Wyatt's first birthday party. Happy birthday, Wyatt. I will be attending that. So he is not watching. I don't know why.
No, but I will be judging. That'll be cool.
Yeah, that'll be a blast. That's going to be so much fun. And at the game store you're judging for, too. It's a great environment. The people are going to be awesome. I'm jealous. I wish I could attend that one. But next time.
Yeah, but I'm really excited for these skirmishes because playing online in the online skirmishes, we did one together, and it was a fun day, but it just doesn't feel the same to me. So I just never got into the skirmish grind like some people did.
It doesn't feel... All of our grinding has been... And not to toot our own horn here, but beep beep, all of our grinding has been in person, which requires the travel, requires the drive, finding the different events and stuff like that. But also, to kind of give props to those people grinding those skirmishes, it takes, I feel like, a lot more mental fortitude, because you gotta sit in front of that webcam, you gotta sit in front of that screen, and you just gotta keep going and keep grinding and keep grinding. So I think there's pros and cons to both, but I'm with you. I'm an in-person player. That's what I prefer.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of people in the U.S. that got a ton of experience through those skirmishes.
Ton.
So I'm sure there's a lot of good players out there, and I'm ready to test myself against them.
Well, I'm ready to put you on the spot then, because I'm tooting your horn. You're the number, I think, 23 ranked player in the U.S. right now. So does that mean we will see John Wood on the competitive scene trying to get to the road to nationals? And more importantly, will you see me grasping desperately onto your coattails and hoping you drag me there?
No, I think we both want to make it out to some of these. There's going to be some road to nationals coming up.
Okay.
At that point, that'll be constructed format.
Oh, that's your bread and butter, though.
So I'm ready for that. Yeah, we're going to be there and hopefully top cutting, because then you get the invite to go to nationals itself.
Yes.
So I think that's on both of our radars. I really want to be a part of that and make that. And then, hopefully Worlds, which will be probably a few top 8 nationals, I'd assume, would be Worlds in 2022.
I think so, too. And I think what's lost in that is just, even if you don't top cut, we're so excited to go to those events because we get to meet so many cool people. I mean, the community is just a buzz right now. It's insane. There are so many cool people just around and playing this game that you go to this event, you focus all your energy and all this stress, and you're playing this event, and then when it's finally done, you almost take this deep exhale. You get a chance to maybe have dinner, have some drinks with all the people you just met, spend an extra day just hanging out, exploring this new city, hanging out with all your new friends you just made. The whole experience, from the gameplay to after, win or lose, is just amazing. So I can't wait.
Right, you get that experience of you and these people have just been through this intense time together of competing.
Right.
And it's like you bond over that. So those times after where you can relax are just so much fun.
Dude, it's so great. So I think you're right. We're both looking forward to that. We're both looking forward to kind of traveling, getting around, seeing a lot of the community and seeing a lot of the people. And gosh, they're just on to something, because you always hear Legend Story Studios say it's flesh and blood because it's meant to be played in person. Yeah. It's almost been hammered home to the point of I don't want to hear it anymore. But they're 100% correct, right? They're just right.
They got something going there, and it couldn't be better. Okay, you could say it's horrible timing, but right now it couldn't be better timing because people are just so antsy to get out there and actually get in the flesh.
Oh yeah, dude, people want to, every time we're sitting at these new events, the person across from you is just excited. They're just, everyone's always happy. No one's ever just crabby and be like, oh, I'm just here, I lost my first. Even if you lost your first round, you're like, hey, I lost my first round, but I'm not sitting in my house staring at my shit. I'm out here playing this game, meeting people.
Yeah.
Dude, it's freaking fantastic. I've been having a blast. So we're going to see you on the competitive scene. We're going to see me grasping tightly, being dragged to the competitive scene. So, I mean, I think I'm not bad. I'm like number.
He's good. He's good.
I'm number 56 or something right now. So I don't know if there's a top 50, I'm out. But if it's top 100, I'm in. I'm in the mix. So we'll be doing that. Just to wrap up here, I guess we should talk about the channel really quick.
Yeah. So we talked about doing a 500 subscriber Q&A.
The live Q&A. Yes, the live stream.
So we'll be doing that when we hit 500, which hopefully will be soon, or as of now.
Possibly now.
Maybe.
I don't know. If we hit 500, we didn't realize it. That's our bad. But that's coming. That's the 500.
So we're going to do that. We also have gotten a lot of requests for other Blitz deck techs instead of just the Monarch heroes, some of the previous ones. So we've been looking at that. We just need to figure out the budget for those. So if it's $50, if it's $100, if
anything
it's
but the legendary,
anything but the legendary, or full on Corvette build.
The Corvette build, right? I love that we've adopted that term, the Corvette build.
Right.
I'm gonna spend it all. I'm gonna make this deck.
Yeah. So I mean, we have some Corvette builds. So
we do have some. We might as well tech them.
So we might as well put them out there. So we just got to figure out what we're gonna do first, but those will be coming out soon.
And then just from our perspective too, a lot of the stuff we do, we try to either be early or first to it, or do things that the rest of the community is not doing. We want to give you guys unique, exciting content. So the things you've seen, like the pre-release mini movies, as I'm calling them, apparently that's not a common term.
I don't know. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I call them the pre-release mini movies. We want to bring you more live content like that kind of takes you behind the scenes of what it takes to go to these events and stuff like that. So
doing the same thing at like skirmishes,
and then probably, ideally, you're more competitive. You're, what are they called? Callings.
Road to Nationals,
yeah.
And all that. Getting behind the scenes there, because that's fun. And then you can, even if, maybe you can't make it, it could be a chance for you to experience that.
And the whole event, too. So we want to keep bringing you guys stuff like that. And again, one last time, we want to thank all of you guys. You guys have destroyed the subscribe button and the likes. We're getting 50 comments on videos, and I'm watching high-end creators not getting 50 comments on videos. I mean, you guys are so engaged. And
thank you.
We thank you. We love that. And it's your guys' feedback. If you guys have suggestions on things you want to see on our channel, things that you think are going to be helpful to you, let us know. We're open ears. You can reach us on YouTube through the comments. If you find us on our social medias, Facebook, you can always reach out to us and ask us anything you want. You can ask us to make videos, and hey, we might make a video just for you. So yeah. We're into this. We're having a blast, guys. Is there anything else you wanted to cover before we kind of wrap this up?
I think that pretty much hits most of it.
And if you're still here at this point in the comments, let us know your favorite moment that you've had in Fab so far. And we'll try to respond to you with ours, or maybe we'll pin a comment with our favorite moments. But let us know in the comments your favorite moment of Fab so far. I think that'll be a really cool thing to talk about with people. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
I think it's back to it. We got decks to play. We got games to play. We got decks to build. We got videos to make. I think we got to get back to the grind.
Yeah, we'll get on it. Until then, my name's John.
And I'm Josh. We'll see you around.